going to show 2 slides. Just the one. This is the one that has the materials are here.
Live right now. I don't know. This is the standard adult service deck. I wish I had another cell phone to see what would be.
I know.
Oh wait, I'm sharing the screen.
My family's not here, so yet. Hey, Steve, do you have your phone by chance? Yeah. Can you look at the YouTube, see if it's this?
Yeah, it's gonna say error.
For those of you in the back, the seats in front of the center aisle are padded, so it's a little added incentive to come closer to the stage. It'd be great if you guys want to join us. And these seats are half price. Thank you.
way I'm going to try to frame this first.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to our New Year service today. I'll give it a try. Akimashite omedetou gozaimasu. Is that close? I think that's one of my goals for 2024. I got to learn Japanese a little bit better. Thank you for all coming this morning. It's great to see such a good crowd here this morning. And it's a good way to get the year started. We're going to start off with sutra chanting Sanbujo and Butsu Ge. They're both in the program. Followed by, well, then we'll have Oshoko by representatives. Now we'll have Oshoko by the representatives from the following groups. Cub Scout Pack 611. Boy Scout Troop 611. Daisy Troop. Brownie Troop. Junior Girl Scout Troop. Cadet Troop. Senior Girl Scout Ambassador Troop. Lotus Preschool. San Jose Dharma School. San Jose Junior YBA. DSPO. BWA. ABBA. Morgan Hill, Hawaii Kai. San Jose Betsuan. Thank you, everyone. Now, will everyone please rise for the singing of I'm a Link in the Golden Chain the lyrics on the back of this program. Following that, remain standing for the three treasures, led by Rinban Sakamoto.
I take refuge in the Lord. May all Lord myself, awaken life, and awaken myself. I take refuge in the Lord. Remove the word and the depth of the doctrine, and gain wisdom that leads to devotion. I take refuge in the Lord. May you live in harmony with the great assembly, disciple of the Lord. Be free from all enemies. Coming near to the Lord, the life of harmony, the spirit of universal oneness, free from body itself. This is the great period of ages of hope. Father, here the call of the Son. How we are able to hear that are slowly no more. No more.
Rinban, I might not have turned on that microphone. Can you see if that's turned on? Again. No, go ahead and speak into it again.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Point it
good.
up at your mouth, please.
Thank you. Happy New Year. It's good to see all of you here on the first day of this year 2024. When the new millennium started, some of you may not have been around at that time, but there was a real concern about things like all of the computers were shut down in the world because we hadn't put a thing on the end of our zero or something, and there was worried concerns about what might be happening in terms of people doing things to our society. All kinds of concerns were bubbling up at the time of the new millennium. And now here we are, 24 years, nearly a quarter of a century into the new century. And yet we continue to certainly have challenges, difficulties, but the concerns that we had 24 years ago didn't quite materialize as the way that we had thought about. Sometimes we become concerned about what might happen. It's kind of like Luke Skywalker, too much thinking of the future and not paying attention to where he is. Luke Skywalker? He's an old guy too. What? That franchise is pretty old. I remember seeing the first Star Wars movie at the Coronet Theater in San Francisco. 1976, I think, was when that. Oh, I heard some. Oh, yeah. Was 1976, right? Any Star Wars people? 77? Okay, so there are still some people who are aware of the Star Wars series. But yeah, we sat in the, well, Shinseki Sensei and I, actually, we sat in the back of the theater, and the first thing that we heard was this, the rumbling of a Star Cruiser coming in from behind the theater and coming over our heads, entering into the screen. It was quite an amazing experience to be a part of that first Star Wars experience. When we experience new things, there's oftentimes excitement, but there's also times of we think about concerns that we might have because we're not sure of what's going to be taking place, what's out in front of us. We can hope for the best, but we know that maybe it's not going to turn out quite the way that we expect it to. But we do plan, and we take steps to try to assure that what we will experience in the future will be something that we might be able to expect. But we know that our expectations often go sideways. And it's in those times of uncertainty, times in which we may not be able to experience the things that we had planned for, that we can maybe take a look at what our expectations are. And sometimes those expectations are perhaps more than we might be able to experience. In a way, that's hope, right? That's what we hope is about things being better, or hope is about things being more settled. A hope is about things being a way in which we would prefer to experience. It's anticipating, it's thinking in front of us. But we need to also think about where we are in this time. In Jodo Shinshu, we are assured through the vow of Amida Buddha that we will be able to experience enlightenment. There's no uncertainty there. There's no kind of what if that's going to happen. We are already assured that we know that that experience will occur, that we are assured as we are of the resolution of difficulties. And that assurance allows us to look at ourselves more openly, to look at how we see the world, how we engage the world, and how the inconsistencies that we might experience are a part of who we are as human beings. And that we might be able to experience this life, this time, with a sense not so much of expectations of what may come, but in a way that we recognize how our lives come together. That our life is the result of many other conditions, many other lives. And as we recognize that, there is an opportunity for gratitude to arise. That my life is not simply because I am working to some expectation in the future, but that my life is possible because of the lives that surround me. Today, as we gather together to participate in this first day of the year 2024, at this New Year's Day service. We gather together as a Sangha, and we are reminded of the deep connection we share with the life around us, that our lives are the result of many other lives. We are able to experience gathering together here in this building because of what others have done before us. And as we conduct ourselves, those who come in the future will be able to experience something that we will have left behind. With gratitude and appreciation, we are mindful of the causes and conditions that bring our lives into being. Grateful for all of the causes and conditions that make our lives possible. Once again, Happy New Year. I hope this year will be one in which we are able to discover the humanity that we share. We're really fortunate today to have in our Onaijin here in our annex 4 ministers. Reverend Mikame has been with us since 2019. Half of that time was in COVID lockdown, so maybe you don't recognize her. Hopefully you recognize her now. She has been with us for since 2019. Reverend Akahoshi Sensei, you may remember from past lives. Akahoshi Sensei became a minister of Jodo Shinshu and served the San Diego Buddhist temple for 9 years. And having retired from the ministry, has returned to San Jose. And we are fortunate that he is able to join us. And he's been back they've been back for more than a year, but I've been kind of endio not to have him come out too often. But now that he's settled, we're going to ask more of him as we move into the future. And as we move into the future, Reverend Michael Jones joins us in the Naijin today. Reverend Jones, you probably also know from past lives, served as a president, as did Akahoshi Sensei, served as president of the Butsu Ge. And now he, having completed his Tokudo ordination as the initial ordination as a priest of the Jodo Shinshu Honganji Ha Honganji, he now will serve the temple as a priest. He continues his studies for Kyoshi, which is this rank that certifies him as a teacher of Jodo Shinshu. Very happy to have Akahoshi Sensei, Mikame Sensei, and now Jones Sensei join us in the Naijin. At this time, I'd like to ask if Reverend Jones would say a few words.
Thank you, Rinban. Happy New Year. I heard all of you snickering when he said Reverend Jones. I know it sounds a little more Baptist than Buddhist, but such is life. And I'm going to build on what Rinban said during his Dharma talk as we enter 2024 living a life of gratitude, because that's what I feel at this point. As Rinban mentioned, just 3 weeks ago, I finished Tokudo in Kyoto. And while this was a big milestone for me, it was not done alone. Not wanting to go back to the very beginning, which was several decades ago, but the journey took on a more focused perspective about 4 years ago. With the encouragement of Rinban Sakamoto, who has been thoroughly supportive for the entire time, I began as a minister's assistant, attended training program known as MAP, or Minister's Assistant Program Sessions, completed the 2-year online program, and along with Dennis Akazuki, became a certified minister's assistant. I also completed a 2-year certificate in Shin Buddhist Studies at the Institute of Buddhist Studies and began a year-long training to attend the Tokudo training and ordination last month in Kyoto. It's you, the members of the Betsuin, who have supported me in the endeavor, both personally and through your constant encouragement, and financially, helping to offset some of the expenses. I should mention also that Reverend Seigen Yamaoka, who unfortunately we lost last month, also supported me and other IBS students by his continuous raising of money for IBS scholarships. The Dharma Forward campaign has also given each of the new Tokudo ministers a generous donation to offset costs. My experience as an MA and journey to Tokudo was supported by Bishop Marvin Harada, Reverend Jerry Hirano of Salt Lake, Reverend Kiyonobu Kuwahara of JSIO, Reverend Tadao Koyama of Tacoma, Rinban Katsuya Kusunoki of Seattle, Reverend Michael Endo of the Bishop's Office, and Reverend Jean Sukiya of the Hongwanji International Center. Bishop Harada and Reverend Michael Endo were there with us at Nishiyama Betsuin and Training Center for each of the 11 days of the program. Here at home, Reverend Etsuko Mikame spent hours with me working on chanting, memorization, pronunciation, protocol. Her dedication and hard work made the testing in Kyoto relatively easy for me. My fellow MAs, Sumi and Dennis Akizuki, have always been encouraging and supporting me along the way. And also this Gojo Geisa, large purple vestment that I'm wearing, other than wearing something blue, this is a bridal outfit. The old, new, borrowed, I don't have blue. But this has been around the Betsuin for many years. And my sister-in-law, Phyllis Sugimoto, performed the repairs that were needed because it has shown its wear over time. Finally, none of this has been possible without the love and support of my wife of over years, Elaine. I'm grateful for the support of the Betsuin Sangha and all of the others over the years. I thank you very much. Akemashite omedetou gozaimashita.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Okay, since we have 3 ministers here, so I'd like to say that give my message in Japanese. So just real quick. 昨日ですね、いち早く日本の方ではニューイヤーをねお祝いされてたことなんですけれども、YouTube で東京の築地本願寺の様子をね見てました。ニューイヤーのサービスをしてたんですけれども、お勤めの最後に今日リンバンみたいな一番メインでねお勤めされるお坊さんがですね前に出てきて阿弥陀様の方にお焼香してお参りされて、でお内陣っておかげ軸が4枚ほどあると思うんですけれども、そこだけじゃなくておかげ軸の、ね、前に一人一人一つ一つね止まってお焼香されてお辞儀合唱されてる姿をね見ました。初めてその姿をね見させていただきました。いろんな特別な法要あると思うんですけれどもね、そうやって一人一人のご苦労、お坊さんのねご苦労に手を合わせてお辞儀をされてた姿はねなんとも素晴らしいなっていうふうに思いました。やっぱそれが親鸞上人がね大事にされてきたことなんじゃないかなと思ってね、私も今朝お内陣で阿弥陀様だけじゃなくって親鸞上人、聖徳太子、そして蓮如上人、そして七高僧ね一回一回お辞儀させていただきました。皆さんもこの一つ一つね一人一人どんなに小さくてもいろんなおかげさまの中でこうして生かされていることだと思います。その一つ一つお一人お一人のおかげさまっていうところを大事にしてお互い拝み合える、そういうリスペクトできるそんな一年であってほしいなって思います。 Thank you for listening. ありがとうございます。
Thank you all for those Dharma messages for this morning. Next, we'd like to hear from our current president of the board, Mr. Larry Handa.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Rinban, I first saw Star Wars at Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. So I think it's the only time I ever saw a movie there. So after that, I didn't want to go back because no movie would compare. So anyway, thank you for having me speak. I'll try to keep this short. Rinban talked about changes that happen, and every new year brings changes. And for me, of course, in 2023, my first year as president of this, and unfortunately, there is no binder, there's no set of guidelines, there's nothing when you become president of the Butsu Ge. I asked Steve, so what do I do? He goes, do whatever you want. And I'm going, great. To reiterate what Rinban and Michael and I guess Reverend Mikame said, but I don't understand Japanese, I'd like to express my gratitude to everybody who helped me this past year. Obviously, the church, which is so large here, it doesn't run based on one person or 3 people or 5 people. It works because of everybody. So I'd like to give special thanks to our ministers, Rinban and Reverend Mikame. I go in there and ask them for advice all the time. I'm sure they're tired of talking to me, but too bad, that's what you're stuck with here. I'd like to thank the minister's assistants. I don't know what I'm supposed to call you, but Michael or Reverend Jones and Dennis and Sumi, they've been a wonderful resource. My fellow board members, especially those who have been president before, I've piggybacked on them. The Komon have been helpful to me. And then everybody else in the Sangha. I mean, there's so many people who have helped and given me advice, whether I wanted it or not. Thank you. I mean, this church is an amazing place when we're doing the right thing. And you know, Obon is a perfect example where hundreds, I don't know, we might have 1,000 volunteers who help us on those tours. It's more than 2 days. I mean, the construction and deconstruction takes many days. But for us to always come together as a community and somehow Obon happens, it's just amazing. I see my cousin Julie out there, and for the first time, I volunteered in the making California rolls this year. I'm going to try that later when I go home this afternoon. We host my brothers and some friends at our house this evening. So I'm going to try making oops, the lights are turning off. I should stop soon. Oh, they're really turning off. I'm going to try making California rolls for the first time at home today. So you better have taught me well, because my brothers won't like it if it doesn't turn out right. But I wrote about in this month's Dharma newsletter about the traditions my family has had over the years. And one of them, of course, a lot of us used to visit our relatives and friends for New Year's. And so I've tried to keep that up. And so we'll be hosting some people over today. And then after this, my wife and I and my daughter will be going to the cemetery where I actually run into this row here. I run into Lynn and her family usually at the cemetery. And so whatever your traditions are, I want to thank you for attending today's service. And hopefully you'll try some new things this year that work for you. I need to try some new things as president because I made some mistakes, I think, that I need to correct. But outside of that, thank you and hope you have a great year.
Thank you, Larry. Doing a great job. Doing a great job. Now, please stand for Gatha Ondokusan II.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida. Thank you. Please be seated.
Next, don't go anywhere, Rinban. Oh, he's coming down. Okay. Next, we'll have the installation of officers for 2024. Rinban will lead us in that. One mic.
For the installation of officers, can we have the executive committee for the board and install all the officers of the different organizations that are present today? So executive committee officers. Congratulations. Please face your constituents. These are the people that you serve.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, are there any announcements? You want to announce the movie? Oh.
Good morning. Happy New Year. I'm Karen Akimoto, representing BWA, and I have two announcements. One is our 2024 Lady Cujo Community Outreach Project is we're collecting non-perishable foods and toiletries for the San Jose State Spartan Food Pantry. It'll go through the end of February. Second announcement is that our Chirashi Sushi Botamochi fundraiser is back. So it will be on Saturday, February 17th. Tickets are available in the office. Okay, thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone. The Betsuwin will celebrate the New Year with a luncheon on January 21st following the Ho'onko service. The Obento luncheon is $24. Pizza for the children is $5. The last day to buy tickets is January 9th.
I'm back. Let's see. We are going to have a Super Bowl party on February 11th. Kevin Kitagawa is in charge of that, so he's the one who's supposed to be talking about this, but he's shy. So anyway, we held a couple of those before. I think Todd was the one who ran those before, so it'll be similar in nature, but details are still a little mixed on that. So second thing is this past year we had a fundraiser for the Lahaina relief after the disaster in Maui, and we are planning to hold one or two more fundraisers this year. So again, this is in the planning stages, but Gwen also came to me last year with the idea of doing the Chika Heka takeout fundraiser that we did this past year. And I'm slated to talk to her because she has another idea for something we can do. So we're probably going to do something maybe in the spring and maybe something in the fall. So keep your eyes out for that. Thank you.
So this is 2024. This is great. We're starting a new year. We still have a big project that we're working on. We actually started at the end of 2022, I think it was. So as you all, or hopefully most of you will know, we're trying to raise money for a new Dharma center that we're building across the street. It will replace the existing education building. The education building is old, it has a lot of issues. So we want to create a whole brand new beautiful building. It will be at home for the Lotus Preschool, and so they'll have a lot more facilities available for them. We hope to improve that program, and then it has a lot of space for other things. So it'll actually be a new multi-purpose room. It'll have a large conference room, it has a library. So a lot of things that we're hoping that members of the community can make use of. But, you know, it's a great idea. The other thing I think everyone will love, there's gonna be a lot of parking. So if you don't know, right, so we own the property, the current property there, and then actually there's a single family home on the right-hand side, we call the Little Cottage, and that property line all the way back to 4th Street. So it's a huge rectangular area between 5th and 4th, that whole area. So we're gonna be building this new building and then creating a lot more parking. So it's gonna be a huge upgrade for the whole Japantown community. And we're hoping everyone can help us out here. We're about 2/3 of the way through our fundraising goals. So, you know, that last part is always the toughest part. So we're really hoping to get some help from everyone to get us over the hump. And so you'll be seeing throughout the year various fundraisers and stuff that we're trying to do. We're encouraging a lot of the organizations to do their own fundraising events. Hopefully they can do something to help. Every little bit helps. And then we also, so we have another opportunity that came up recently, and I'd like to see if Dennis can talk about that. Can you talk about that? Yeah.
Good morning, Happy New Year. So on February 10th, we're going to have a premiere showing of a feature-length film, Kintsukuroi. It's about World War II, two Japanese-American families. It's made by a Bay Area filmmaker, Corinne Burke, and it'll be here in the gym. It's a cooperative showing by the Betsuan and the Japanese-American Museum of San Jose. And it's 2 p.m., February 10th. We have tickets on sale in the back there. You could see Janice and Reiko. And it's a very interesting movie. It'll be a premiere showing. It just got finished, and I think he's still editing it, but it'll be make its worldwide premiere here, and hope you can join us. Thank you. Oh, and it'll benefit the Dharma Center program, for our share of it.
Hi, I'm Marcus, and I'm Blake, and we're from Troop 611. And on Saturday, January 20th, 2024, we are doing an e-waste event from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is located at the San Jose Buddhist Church Education Building parking lot. They do not accept metals, microwaves, large appliances, large office equipment, and yeah. Thank you.
Actually, I was a little surprised. I thought we had it in the springtime. It got moved up to January. Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, hopefully you can support us. It's a great time to get rid of your old electronic stuff and make room for all your new stuff that you got this past week. At this point, this will end our service. I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us this morning. I wanted to especially thank our ministers, Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Reverend Akahoshi, and Reverend Jones. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for me not to give you a bad time all the time, but I guess if I give you a bad time, as long as I bow, is that okay? I'm not sure. That's going to be kind of a strange change. Thank you to our two minister assistants, Sumi Tanabe and Dennis Akazuki. I'd like to thank Mas Nishimura for doing the accompaniment today. And then I'd also like to thank Kevin Kitagao and Paul Endo for doing our video. So if you don't know, so we're broadcasting this on our YouTube channel. So you could actually go back and see it again. But we encourage you to join us every week. We do these services online every week. They're always available. I think that will do it for today. I'm sorry? Okay, and then after the service, please come forward to Oshoko, and then please go to the multipurpose room. We've got lots of refreshments for everybody. Get your New Year's Day off to a good start before you head off and doing your family stuff. Anyway, thank you again, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you.
I fade to black or am I just fade to the next open? Next, at the end?
Should I try?